Man or bear? Megan's love story. My name is Megan, and I'll tell you my story of why I prefer a man to a bear. On my last vacation with my friends Jessica and Emily, we decided to go on a hike. We were all excited as we hiked the wooded trails in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, enjoying the fresh air and the beauty of nature. We took pictures, laughed, and told stories as they went. After a day of exploring, we decided to take the way back, but the trail we had arrived by, but it collapsed due to heavy rains that started just as we were about to return. This new trail was narrow and slippery. We were advancing carefully, but suddenly, I lost my balance and fell down a ravine. I rolled until I reached a river with a great flow that dragged me downstream. I fought with all my strength to stay afloat and finally managed to hold on to a branch and get out of the water. Very weak, I ran out of strength. I spent the night on the riverbank, trying to keep warm and waiting for my friends and rescue teams to find me. The next morning I started walking for help when suddenly in the dense forest, I heard a noise behind me. I looked back and saw a huge grizzly bear approaching, sniffing the air. My heart began to beat frantically. I knew I had to stay calm, but fear threatened to take over. I remembered what I had read about bears. I had to make myself look bigger and make noise to scare it away. I plucked up my courage, raised my arms and started screaming, hoping the bear would get scared and walk away. But this bear was different. He was visibly upset and would not retreat. His growls grew louder, and he began to move toward me with an aggression I hadn't anticipated. Panic took hold of me. I began to slowly back away, keeping my eyes fixed on the bear. Suddenly, the bear let out a deafening roar and charged towards me. I screamed at the top of my lungs and ran, the bear hot on my heels. The terrain was difficult and my legs were about to give way from exhaustion and fear. Suddenly, I tripped over a stone and fell to the ground. I got up quickly, but as I looked back, I saw the bear approaching at high speed, its eyes full of fury. Just when I thought all was lost, a shot rang out. The bear recoiled, wounded, and stunned, ran the other way, leaving me in shock. As I turned my head, I saw a boy approaching quickly. It was Ethan. Ethan, holding my arm, we must run. When the bear realizes what happened, it will attack us in a worse way. The gun has broken, but my cabin is close to here. Let's go. Megan, thank you. Ethan, there's no time to talk, run. We started running together, my mind still trying to process what had just happened. My legs felt weak, but the adrenaline kept me moving. As we ran, I heard a roar behind us. The bear had charged again, even more furious than before. He seemed like a relentless monster, determined to get us. Ethan, looking back, run faster, let's not stop. My feet were pounding the ground as we jumped over roots and dodged trees. The bear was getting closer and closer, its deafening roar filling the air. I could feel his presence right behind us. Finally, after what seemed like hours, we spotted Ethan's cabin. But there, near the house, were the rangers who had been alerted to my disappearance, were searching the area. Seeing the bear, the rangers fired, causing the animal to retreat at the sight of so many people gathered. Among the people was Sarah. Mother Ethan came out to meet us. Sarah, Ethan, thank God you're fine. Ethan, Mom, we're safe. But it was a miracle to get here. Because I was in shock, Ethan's mother Sarah offered me a cup of hot tea to calm my nerves. As I drank the tea, I felt my body begin to relax and the shock begin to dissipate a little. Sarah, here, my dear. This tea will help you calm down a bit. Megan, thank you. Really, I don't know how to thank them enough. If it weren't for him, I'd be dead. Sarah, my son is a good boy. He has always had a brave and generous heart. Megan, he risked his life to save me. It's amazing. Sarah, his father and I always try to instill good values in him. Even though his father is no longer with us, I know he would be proud to see what kind of person Ethan has become. Megan, they've done a wonderful job. Not everyone would have the courage he showed today. Sarah, What has made him a great person are the values that we instill in him. You should know that the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. Based on that, we teach him the importance of honesty, respect, and love of neighbor. Megan, I can see that those values are deeply ingrained in him. I feel lucky to have found someone like Ethan in such a desperate moment in the woods. Finally, I got up and, with a grateful smile, said goodbye to Sarah and Ethan. I thanked Sarah for her kindness and Ethan for his incredible bravery. The police were ready to escort me back, making sure I arrived safely with my family. As I walked out of the cabin, I looked back and hugged Ethan one last time. 3 months had passed since that day in the woods, and I couldn't stop thinking about Ethan. So I decided to visit him. One day, I plucked up the courage and brought a present in gratitude. When I arrived at the cabin, I found Ethan chopping wood, and Sarah, when she saw me, invited me to come into the cabin. A year later, Ethan and I had fallen in love, and now I was expecting a child from him. We were in the cabin, enjoying a quiet afternoon, chatting about our future. Ethan, I still can't believe we'll have our little girl with us soon. Megan, I'm excited and a little nervous. I want to propose something to you, my love. The name of the baby I want to be Sarah. Ethan's mother, Sarah, overheard our conversation and came out of the kitchen, visibly excited. It's a beautiful gesture, Megan. I'm sure our little Sarah will be a blessing to all of us. From that experience I can tell you that not all men are the same. Just as there are bad men, there are also good men. If you think about it, it is the same case in women. We must not generalize.
Thank you for watching this video.